From Lake Okeechobee, Florida to Columbus, Ohio. From Needles, California to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Let's ride. We want to ride shotgun with you for the next hour, talking trucking with Dean and Dodie, Christian and Kumar, Austin and Joel, Ian and the Highwaymen. How's it going, everyone?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Okay, pasta. How's it going, Mackie?
I'm fine.
Where are you at?
I am in McRoy, Arkansas,
Okay.
about an hour out of Memphis on the back roads.
Okay. Where you headed?
Memphis?
Oh, so you're almost there.
Yeah.
Some really nice truck stops there in West Memphis.
Yeah, I know.
Relative
Real
to
nice,
what?
real nice in the daytime.
Relative to Barstow, California, they're pretty nice. So, Ray, what's up? Where you at, man?
Yeah, I'm in Houston, Texas.
Did you get a Verizon phone finally? Your phone sounds great.
It sounds great. Well, I'm back in Texas, so that helps out a lot. That's where they have coverage. AT&T has coverage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm going home. Put in. Good. Yeah. Yeah, I actually got an appointment for my truck. I'm rebuilding the front leaf springs, so putting new shocks, bushings, and springs. So,
He's going to be in the pool.
yeah, that's it.
Is it still hot in San Antonio, Ray?
Saying right now it's about 95 degrees.
Is your pool? Oh, your pool's still open, obviously. Then, yeah.
Yeah, it's a heated pool. Got the heater on. It's the sun.
You don't.
Sun heats
yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah. Well, our pools are closed up here.
Do you guys' pools close?
No.
Like, no. You can keep
Ray
it
was
open.
swimming, sending pictures in January last
Yeah,
year.
we close it for. Yeah, we close it for New Year's.
It's open during Christmas, closed in New Year.
Texas snowstorm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Traveling Mike, where are you at? I know he's
Rolling
with us.
over Butte Pass. Yeah, I just had to unmute here. On our way down to Colorado.
Okay. Where are you going
Nice
in Colorado?
and cool up
Denver.
here. Denver. Yeah.
Denver, yeah. Well, I'll get to see you soon, Mike. He's going to stop by and visit me. We're at the KOA that I'm going to be staying at in Montana for the beginning of October. Looking forward to seeing you again, Mike.
Oh yeah, it's going to be fun.
And Kevin, Nate made it. I heard him. Where are you guys at?
Yeah, I'm up here.
Where you up? You're up where, Kevin?
I just come through Cleveland.
There.
Oh, okay. You're headed back.
Yeah, I'm headed back up.
Okay, we got to
Man,
spend
I'm-
some time with Kevin and his dad yesterday. That was fun. That was the first time I got to meet Kevin's dad. He's a real cool dude. Knows what he's doing. Been out here for a long time. And now I know where you got it from. Kevin's a great driver, great mechanic, and I know where you got it from now. So what about you, Nate? Where are you at?
I'm in Stevens City, Virginia, getting unloaded and then load apples back out of Winchester.
Back up to Michigan.
Yeah.
So I got something for you guys this week. Let me grab this and show you what I'm going to give away. So you remember the ammo can, and this thing weighs. What do you think this weighs? 20 pounds? It's heavy.
Might be more.
It might be
honestly.
more. So this is that ammo can that Christian sent me as a gift. And
We got two.
whoa. And they were late. It's really cool. Poker chips, really nice heavy poker chips. And a couple decks of cards.
One live grenade.
One live grenade. So
Crickets.
I've got 5 questions for everybody on the show.
Cool.
Whoever
Lay it on
gets
me.
the most right on these 5 questions,
It's really loud.
I'm telling you, man, this thing's heavy duty. Anyway, we'll do that in a minute. Whoever gets these the most out of 5 right, and if somebody ties, we'll have a tiebreaker. I'm going to get right into this because I want to give it away. So what happened was they took a while to send this from the gift place that Christian ordered it for me from. So finally he called him, and he said it never arrived. So they said, no worries, we'll send you another one for free. He was going to pay for it, but they said, no, we'll send you another one for free. Well, a week or so later, mine showed up, and then the other one finally showed up. So we got a free one. Christian and I agreed that we'd give it out to somebody that's a part of the show every week. So here you go, guys. You guys play poker, drivers?
I do.
Yeah,
Nope.
Creature? Where are you at, Creature? I forgot to ask you.
You always forget me. I'm in OKC.
OKC.
So wait, is this just who answers the question the fastest? Or
No,
is
I'm going to let everybody
Jeopardy
answer.
a buzz in?
You get one chance at this.
Okay.
All right? And this is kind of Jeopardy style.
What is?
Approximately 500,428 of these are eaten daily in New York City.
How many?
No Googling.
Wait, how many?
Approximately 500,000 of these are eaten every day in New York City.
What is a slice of pizza?
What is? Yeah, that's what I was
What
going
is
to say.
a rat?
What'd
Hey,
you
I
say?
rang the bell first. Bing, bing, bing.
What'd you say, Ray?
Slice of pizza. I was going to say
Slice of pizza?
pizzas. Well,
What'd
not
you say?
slices. I was just going to say pizza.
Pizza.
Let's say a hot dog.
I was
Pizza,
going to
pizza.
say, I'd say a hot dog.
Kumar?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I have an answer. I can't remember what it was. I feel like you gave it away earlier.
A lox bagel?
Yeah, that's it.
I'm going to say pretzel.
What is
Mackie
a rat?
says a pretzel.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with hot dog.
Hot dogs. And
Pizza
Mike
might
Doty?
be the answer though.
Yeah, I would have said
Well, you can still say
Pizza.
because we got 5 questions.
pizza.
Pizza. All right. Do we miss anybody?
Pizza, pizza.
I'll say donut.
Joel says a donut. The right answer is Stacer.
The right answer is Stacer. I would have
No,
never got that.
I forgot it.
Darn it, I missed
He
it.
forgot it.
Traveling Mike. Did we lose? We might have lost him.
Wait,
He's-
is that who knows the answer?
Yeah, it
So
looks
by
like
default,
he's not on
by
here.
default, it goes to me, right?
Okay, we lost him. The right answer is pizza.
Yeah.
500,428. So who do we have that tied?
Wow.
Creature, Ray.
Well, wait a minute. Is it slices of pizza or is it a whole pizza?
Oh, come on.
Well, it's pizza. We're going to give it to him. He said a slice of pizza, but we'll give it to him. It's pizza.
Okay.
Who else said pizza? I thought there was one more, but maybe not. Nope.
No, I said hot
Okay,
dog.
so it's 2. So Ray and Creature
think-
have one.
I mean, I said
I
pizza,
thought-
but I can't hear you guys.
Yeah, it was Mike.
He
Doty.
did. It was Doty. So Doty got one too. Okay. I hope it's someone in the office, no offense, drivers, because if we got to mail this to you, this is going to cost $200. It's heavy.
I'll just drive to Barberton. I'm on the way there. Anyway.
Oh, yeah. You
They
can
can
pick
just
it up.
man.
The
I'll
4
drive over
words.
there.
And I got to stop back in there tomorrow.
Okay, so that helps if you win. The four words that complete the line from Jack and the Beanstalk: fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blank, 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 blank.
Oh, blood of an Englishman.
What do you say, Austin?
What?
The 4 words that complete the line from Jack and the Beanstalk: fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blank, 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 blank.
I mean, I really don't have a clue.
He doesn't have a clue on this one.
No.
Kumar.
What is the blood of an Englishman?
What'd you say, Ian?
That's what he
Same thing.
Okay, same thing. Mike.
Yeah, I don't know. Ian answered way too fast, so I'd have
He's
to
sorry,
go
out.
with what he said.
Mike's out. Austin's out. Joel.
I smell the hot dogs, French fries, and pizza.
Joel doesn't know. He's on.
Okay, I don't know if y'all can hear me because my mic
We
just
can hear you.
died, but it's blood of an Englishman.
Yeah. You agree, Nate?
blood of an
Kevin?
Englishman. Yeah, I agree.
Kevin.
I
We
should
all
have said
just
it.
agree with Ian.
Yeah, I agree too.
fast.
Well, I lost on the first one because I said hot dogs and not pizza. So
You did lose on the first one, but Kevin got one on this one. Ray, did you get one on this one?
No, I didn't
No,
even
he
know the
didn't
answer
know.
to that.
Okay.
Okay, did y'all hear mine? Because my headset
Yes,
died.
We did hear you.
Yes,
So you
you
got
got it.
2. Anyone else that got that? I got Creech, Ray, Okay, Ian got
I
it.
agreed.
I got it.
Mackie got it. That was an easy one. I thought no one would get that.
Yeah, I should.
And
I know,
Kumar
I know
did
that
also.
one.
Kumar
I feel
got
like-
it.
Yeah.
Ian said it too fast.
I went to preschool.
I mean, I can agree with Ian.
Okay.
I don't watch
I
Disney.
know the next line after it.
I don't even. Maybe I should save this one. This one's gonna be way too easy.
I won't say it right away. I promise.
Truck weigh stations sit along highways to weigh commercial vehicles. On the CB, these are referred to as. Austin, you have an idea?
Kumar knows.
What are you calling on me first for?
Before I get to the drivers, I'm gonna see if you know.
Oh. Referred to over the CB.
As. He has no idea.
Nope.
Kumar?
Nope.
You talk about weigh stations?
Yes.
A chicken coop.
He says a chicken coop. Ian?
I was gonna say pig pen, but yeah, chicken
Okay.
coop. Chicken
Well,
coop.
you can say
Chicken
pig-
coop.
Yeah. Drivers.
Chicken coop.
Chicken coop.
Chicken coop.
They all
That's
got
definitely
it.
it. That's
Ding,
definitely
ding,
it.
ding.
Doty knew that. Right, Doty?
What's that?
He's eating Reese's.
Chicken coop.
No, I can't. You guys, I can barely hear you guys. You guys are cutting in
Oh.
and out. I can't even hear you.
Must be connected to the wrong Wi-Fi.
So we go.
Yeah,
Kevin.
maybe that's it
Ian,
because it's like my
Mackie,
Wi-Fi is bad.
Kumar. Ray. Creature. Everyone got it except I'm giving that one to Doty because he knows that. He drove.
The chicken coop.
Yeah.
For the weigh station.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, so it's 3. Ray and Creature are leading for this poker chip ammo can. Number 4. These Midwesterners in the 1960s earned 5 NFL championship trophies.
Oh.
Can
Green
you say that
I
Bay.
didn't hear
Again?
that. I didn't hear that question.
Yeah, you're cutting out.
These Midwesterners in the 1960s earned 5 NFL championship trophies.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Green Bay.
Austin?
Midwest.
Midwest. Football team.
It's the Browns. That's what it is.
We're all,
Yeah, we're gonna go. I'm gonna go for the Browns.
He's going
'Cause
Cleveland.
I have no idea.
I'll say Green Bay too.
To Green Bay.
Fearsome foursome.
So Kumar.
Green Bay.
Austin,
Green Bay.
Ray.
What
Yeah,
was
I'm
the
gonna
question?
go Green Bay because I don't know.
It was in the Midwesterners in the 60s. These Midwesterners in the 60s earned 5 NFL championship trophies. Who are they?
Oh yeah. Had to be Green Bay, right?
So it is Green Bay. Creature got one. Ray got one. Doty got one. Kevin got one. Ian got one. Mackie got one. Kumar got one. Am I missing anybody?
Yeah.
Joel.
Joel's not on the board yet.
Did you agree? Did you know?
Yes.
He knew.
Yes, Green Bay.
Yeah. So Joel got
60s.
one.
I knew that one.
Championship.
It
or
was,
the
it was either
Super
going to be
Bowl.
Green Bay or the Cowboys.
So Creature, this is the last question. There's a tie right now between Creature and Ray. So I don't think it really matters anybody else's answers. You can't catch them.
This is a hard question.
Yeah.
Is
Doty's got
Cowboys really considered Midwest? They're not considered
think
Midwest,
so.
are they?
no.
Is that the next
We
question?
can all catch at least one of them.
Yeah. Kevin 3, Ian 3, Mackie 3, Kumar 3, Doty 2, Austin none. But Creature and Ray, this is between you for the ammo can. You got to come here and get it since it's the two of you. The smallest of the Great Lakes. It has a surface area of about 7,500 square miles.
Ooh, I know that.
That's an easy question.
Between
Sure.
Creature and Ray.
So is it
Lake Ontario.
He says Lake Ontario, Ray. What do you think?
I don't even know any of the names for them. I guess should I go with Erie? Is Erie a lake?
Yeah, that's the one here in Cleveland.
I'll go with Erie. I guess. No.
Ray goes with Lake Erie. Anyone else want to take a stab at it before I tell you?
Ontario.
You say Ontario?
Like Erie.
I'd say it's Erie.
Huron.
Huron.
I ain't here on.
Definitely not Superior.
Well, when I read this before I saw the answer, I thought it was Lake Erie, but it is not. It is Lake Ontario.
yeah.
Darn.
Creature, you won the ammo can poker chips.
Nice.
Come on up and get them.
See
Can you do
ya
that?
Friday.
Congrats.
Can you scream like that again, Creature?
Dollar a mile.
You have to show up at the office in spandex.
It's all right.
No, I wanted to give that away, and I figured we'd just do something silly like that to test your knowledge. So, with that,
I don't know anything.
You didn't get anything.
Congratulations, Peach.
So, Joel, let's get into the sports real quick. Because Joel's got something he's going to do on the show today.
Yeah, allegedly.
Oh, boy.
Ian Jerry's calling, by the way.
I know. I just asked Austin to call.
All right, we're doing sports, huh? All right, what's up, sports fans? Welcome back to the show. The sports show that talks about load security and trivia questions. I am your host, Joel Howell. Can everybody hear? Welcome to the third week of September, and prime football season has kicked off and is underway. Before we get there, let's go around the league. First up, Major League Baseball. In the American League East, with about 15 games left, New York Yankees 5.5 game lead over Toronto at 89-58. Cleveland in the Central leading 5 games ahead at 81-57. And Houston out west in the American League in a runaway 98-51. In the National League East, New York Mets lead Atlanta by 1 game. They're playing right now. Atlanta lost this afternoon. In the Central, St. Louis, 8.5 game lead over Milwaukee at 87-52. And out west, the Dodgers in a runaway at 103-45. Playoffs start in 3 weeks. In the NBA, season starts on the 18th of October, and the NHL regular season on the 8th of October. On to NASCAR this weekend. Texas Motor Speedway, Sunday. Don't miss it.
NAPCAR.
Top 5 currently. William Byron at number 5, 24 Chevy. Number 4, Kyle Larson in the number 5 Chevy. Number 3, Ross Chastain in the number 1 Chevy. Number 2, Joey Logano, the 22 Ford, and Chase Elliott leads the way in the number 9 Chevy. Little golf action tomorrow. President's Cup, Quail Hollow Country Club in Charlotte. Top 5, Xander Schauffele. Number 4, Patrick Cantlay. Number 3, Smith. Number 2, Roy McIlroy. That's Cameron Smith. And number 1, Mr. Scheffler. So you got Scheffler and you got Scheffler. And he is the leader in PGA Live Golf last week with their 4th event in Boston. 2 to go. More on that next month. Now,
Cam Smith won Live last week. Just a side note. Anyways, go ahead.
Okay, cool. In Boston? Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So there's 2 of them. All right, now on to some football in the NCAA. Top 10 this weekend. Number 10, Arkansas takes on, they're at Texas A&M, 7 p.m. Saturday night. Number 9, Oklahoma State in Waco to take on the Baylor Bears. Number 8, Kentucky, undefeated at home against Northern Illinois. Number 7, Lincoln Riley and the boys, USC at Oregon State. That's a 9:30 p.m. start. Number 6, Oklahoma at home against Kansas State. Another night game. Number 5, Clemson travels to Wake Forest for a noon meeting Saturday. Number 4, Michigan Wolverines at home against Maryland. It's a noon kickoff. Number 3, Ohio State at home take on Wisconsin Badgers at 7:30. And number 2, Alabama takes on the Commodores of Vanderbilt at home, 7:30 Saturday night. And number 1, Georgia taking on the Golden Flashes of Kent State. Noon game down between the hedges in Athens Sunday. On to the NFL. Week 2.
Pick 'em.
Here we go.
How'd we do, Joel?
All right. So far in the lead, oh shoot, did I lose my paper? So far the non-football guys are winning. I have totally misplaced that. All right, we'll do this. Last week, myself, I got 8 wins. Kevin got 9. Jim got 9. Russ got 9. And Christian tanked out at 5 last week.
Nice.
But this week, so far, Russ with 7 victories, Kevin with 10, Ray with 8, Christian with 10.
Whoa.
And Jim with 10. And here they are right here, Russ. My bad.
So, guys, he's going to tell you, we decided, we talked about it last week on the show, we decided that we're going to keep tallying up your wins. So, if week 1, if I won 7 games, I'm just throwing it out there, and then week 2, I won 6 games, my score going into week 3 would be 13.
Yep.
And so this is what we got.
All right. So far, Ray, did you participate last week? I only have you going into this week, so I have you down for 8.
He did.
He did. All right.
He tied with you last week.
I don't know why I don't have it. All right. So I got 8.
He tied with you last week, Joel.
All right. So far, Kevin and Jim are in the lead at 19. So there you go.
Who is it?
Kevin and Jim.
Wow.
Our leaders thus far.
And 19? And then what?
Yeah.
Go down from there. Who's next?
That's it.
No, I mean, how far below them are we? Or have you not?
I got you. So
Yeah.
those two, 19, Christian at 15, Russ at 16, myself at 17, and Ray, you tied me last week, so you got 16 also.
So we're bunched up in there, but you guys, that 3-game lead is going to be a big help going forward, Kevin and Mackie. That's because that's a big chunk of money. 17 games times $5 a week times however many guys are in it. That's going to be $600 for whoever wins at the end of the regular season. Close to it.
Yep.
Nice.
Okay, and don't forget to participate for week 3. We have tomorrow night here in Cleveland, Pittsburgh visits the Browns. Sunday, we have New Orleans at Carolina, Houston at Chicago, KC at Indy, Buffalo at Miami, Detroit at Minnesota, Baltimore at New England, Cincinnati at the Jets, LV Raiders at Tennessee, Philly at Washington, Jaguars, the Chargers, Rams at the Cardinals, Falcons in Seattle, Green Bay, Tampa Bay, and Niners travel to Denver Monday night, Dallas at the Giants.
So keep this in mind, Joel. We've got how many guys are in the contest?
So far, we have
7,
1, 2,
something
3,
like
4, 5, 6. That's
6.
all I have.
So Austin joined today. Okay, it's only week 3. If you get in the next week, you can still be in this because, you've seen Christian had 5 this week, and there was guys that there's 17 games or how many games are there? I'm sorry,
17.
17
Regular.
Yeah. So there's a chance you can hit 12 and be right back in this. So if you want to get in like Austin did this week, I know you sent it to Berkey today. he can get in late, right, Kumar?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you want to get in, Traveling Mike, anyone else that wants to, go ahead. I wouldn't wait much
you
longer.
send one to Mark Chavez too?
Yeah, I can do that.
You can do that, yeah.
So what you're saying
Mark,
is
Mark
somebody
Chavez wanted to
that,
get into.
Go ahead, Nate.
what you're saying is somebody that pays absolutely no attention whatsoever to sports.
You're
can
winning,
still get in.
Kevin. You're winning.
Mackie and Kevin.
I mean, I was going to say, I pay no attention to
You
it.
told me
I'm
that yesterday,
up there with
and I
Becky.
looked at this today, and I said, he's lying.
He's got a 3-game lead on me, and I watch every football game
Watched
that I can on Sunday
40 years.
and every one I can on Saturday.
That's why I quit betting.
Yeah, I don't bet. I do this crazy betting, but that's about it. But I love it, and you're already 3 games ahead of me going into week 3. That's pretty good, Kevin.
Yeah, we go to
I
casino,
know
lose it all.
nothing.
So, join it if you want to get in. Austin joined this week. He was trying to figure out how much it was going to cost him. He thought it was $5. It was funny. Austin thought it was $5 every game on the pick'em sheet, and I still talked him into joining. And then he realized it's just $5 a week. He was really
No wonder he's worried.
Yeah, he was all worried. He doesn't follow football too close either.
60 every week.
And you guys notice Christian isn't with us this week. He had some personal things to take care of. And Mike Doty's on screen in here in the office. So we're glad to have Mike working with us up here for a while. And Christian, yes, it is going to cost you. It's going to cost you nicely this week. I'm sure you'll hear about it from your staff when the show comes out on Friday. Christian will be covering the St. Jude's for the questions with Kumar. Here's what do you guys want to do before we get going into the news and we want to talk about securement?
Well, it's kind of related to that. Some of the news.
Okay. So Joel has agreed. We've gotten Joel to agree to Mike Doty brought the one chip challenge chip up here in the box.
We got an ambulance outside.
Can we get Joel on full screen?
Well, I'm doing the questions first, right?
Yeah, I was gonna. Well, that's what I was gonna ask.
Chip has to be last.
Okay, I was gonna have him do the chip and then try and do the questions.
Yeah, I would.
That's what I thought.
I would have him pass the questions off to somebody if he can't do them.
And if you can't do the questions, you can hand them to Doty's right outside your office.
You don't understand how bad this chip is. I don't think.
Yeah, no,
Joel,
I do.
Carolina Reaper.
I've seen Joel eat really hot stuff. I think he can deal with it and still read.
We'll do it last.
There's another pepper in there too.
I've never
The only reason
Go ahead.
reason I said don't do it last was because
You
he'll
wanna
get-
see the
yeah,
reaction.
you want to see the reaction
Yeah.
the whole show.
Yeah, I believe Joel can do this.
I don't
So
think he can. Not a chance.
So ill prepared. We don't even have milk.
he's fine. He's had all day to prepare. Can you put him on, Joel? Can you go full screen? Do you know how to do
I
that?
got a cow udder over here.
No, it's gonna have to be like
This is a 1997 laptop.
Oh, you can't just put him on.
no,
Oh, okay. I thought we could.
All right.
Matthew can.
unless he talks the whole time while he does it. Then it'll pull
I
him
see.
up on there. But yeah, in the edit we can do
Okay.
full screen.
All right, Joel.
Here,
So we're doing
Kumar.
this.
Wait.
Kumar, if you right click and click on pin, it'll put him.
All right.
We'd like to see him a little closer. Drivers, can you see Joel on screen?
All right. So my forehead.
Nate,
sweat
Kevin, Ray,
more.
Mackie.
No.
Yeah.
I got him.
You got him? All right. Okay. The ones that aren't driving can
Oh,
see
yeah.
this.
Let me,
Definitely.
Traveling Mike.
let me get my Lay's chip out of here.
All right.
All right. So, do you want to?
Yeah.
Do you want to read this? This is
One
the
chip challenge.
One chip challenge from hell. We
By the way, Kumar
go into
agreed.
cardiac arrest.
Kumar agreed to eat this with Joel. We have two of them that Doty brought in, but Kumar backed out. So
Yeah.
he's going to be paying with
with my life.
no, he's going to
Hey,
be.
don't touch your eyes.
Oh,
Don't worry about him.
I've been pepper sprayed.
He's an old
Court.
He's an old Marine, man. He can handle this.
All right, maybe I'm more
All
nervous
right.
than you are.
Well, you put me on the spot now, aren't you?
You got to eat the whole chip, Joel.
There's a Grim Reaper in here. Dude.
Yeah, you got to eat the whole chip. Let's see closer.
Yeah. What are we looking at? I mean, it's hard
The
to
one
see.
chip.
That key.
That's supposed to be my heart exploding right there.
How do you say that, Ray? Packway?
I don't know. Aquí?
Paqui.
Muy hot
Is that
in
Spanish?
Yeah, it must be.
All right.
Muy caliente.
All right, so we're doing
See,
this. Huh?
doing
All
it.
right. Nope.
And then we're going to see if he can read the questions.
You got to wash your hands first.
All right.
Kumar's so, like, is your mom a nurse?
No,
He's
no,
so
I
worried.
just- I looked at videos and things about it, and I've heard things.
You're dealing with a Marine that's been gassed and everything. Don't worry about him. He'll be
Oh my
fine.
goodness, what is this?
Oh man, oh man.
All right.
Think about when we went through basic, Joel, the gas chamber we had to go in.
All right.
It's nothing. Like,
There
it's
it
the
is.
same.
It's really kale, right?
Wow, it's black.
Yeah,
They want me to eat the whole thing?
Whole thing.
your mouth is gonna be
Just
blue.
go quick, dude.
All
Go
right,
quick.
All right, all right. You ready?
Yeah. Try not to touch it with your fingers.
Just the edge. Oh, some up.
That's fine.
Some up, fellas. Is that enough? Is that enough?
That's enough.
Oh my
All right.
Let's go.
So,
Man, I'm so scared.
May the Hogan be with you.
Oh, that was Hogan. I thought it was He-Man.
Oh, it might have been.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
No, I think it was Hogan.
Come on, fast, Joel. Get it down.
Oh boy.
It probably won't hit you for about a minute or two.
No, it's
He
supposed
can
to go
handle it.
fast.
You got a fire extinguisher ready?
My hands are sweating.
Ian and Kumar are scared to death. Something's gonna happen to Joel.
Ian's over here getting water for him.
I drop some.
Oh yeah, let's go, Marine.
Okay.
Now, I need a rag for
You
these
got an
people.
M&M parked out in the parking lot.
How was it, Joel?
Just warming up.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did it say there's a time like it takes to get there? Oh, he's
That's probably gonna make it worse.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Like,
I put some coffee creamer.
There's something with the challenge that they say, it's for the challenge part of it. You're not supposed to eat or drink anything for so many minutes, but forget all that. It's hot enough to.
Oh, it's pretty hot.
Whether you're drinking.
Your mouth is blue.
Exactly. Want another one right now?
Yeah, you're not gonna eat a bag of those.
All right. I'm shaking over here.
Is
For
it?
you, St. Jude's. All right. Woo! Let's get these questions over here.
All right.
Let's go. Trucking questions with the one chip challenge.
Don't touch your face. Don't touch your face.
Yeah. All right. Here we
You
go.
can't-
Trucking questions with Kumar. See if he can get through this.
You can't bust his balls for coughing either on this one.
All right,
Oh, man.
Kumar.
Yeah.
What are the 2 hottest peppers in the world?
Which you just ate.
Here we go. Traveling Mike. All right. What are the 2 main things to look ahead for while driving? I didn't even say that right.
This is like hot ones,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I went into Joel's office and my eyes started tingling a little bit.
I can't stop laughing. Are you okay, Joel?
Let's get through this.
Let's go.
All right. What are the 2 main things to look ahead for while driving? Is it A, road signs and detours? Is it B, traffic and road conditions? Is it C, fire and flooding? Is it D, bridges and tunnels? Is it E, truck stops and the police? Quickly.
You're distracting me.
All right. So Kumar.
He's definitely not gonna be able to read
He's
that
like A,
again.
B, C, or D.
Pick one.
Just pick a letter. Pick a letter.
B.
Reading it
B.
again.
I'll go B.
He goes B. Christian's paying on this one, no matter what.
He got it right.
Hey!
Question 2.
Can you repeat the question?
Let's go.
The fastest he's ever.
Woo! You've seen this one before. 3 types of emergency equipment are 3 types of emergency equipment you must have with your vehicle. A, none of these. B, flashlight, spare electrical fuses, and your FE. Your your fire extinguisher. All right. One more time. The 3 types of emergency equipment you must have with you on your vehicle. A, none of these. B, flashlight, fire extinguisher, spare electrical fuses. Wow. Ooh, it's hot. C, first aid kit, fire extinguisher, flares. D, warning device for parked vehicles, first aid kit, and flares. E, fire extinguisher,
He wishes he had
spare electrical fuses, warning for parked vehicles. You got a 20% chance.
Let's go E.
one. Okay, drivers, what do you say?
E.
E.
Yeah, E.
Close enough.
Next question.
Joel,
That's
you're
right.
turning red.
Fire extinguisher, spare electrical fuses, and your triangles. That's correct. All right, question
Okay,
3.
he got it right. Christian pays 20 more for
We're gonna
Christian.
need the fire extinguisher on you.
Oh my god, I can't stop. You might have to mute me. I can't stop.
Question 3. When going down a long steep, you had to make these long. When going down a long steep downgrade, what factors determine your selection of safe speed? A, total weight of the vehicles plus the cargo. B, total weight of the vehicle, the steepness of the grade, and I can't read my writing. Or C, length and steepness of the grade. Oh my goodness.
Are you good? Oh my God.
Is it the total weight of the vehicle plus the cargo? length and steepness of the grade and the road conditions and the weather. Oh my goodness, Mike, this is a bad question for that. Let's get back to this question. Question 4.
I didn't mean, Joe. I didn't mean to do that to you, man. I just brought it in. I was thinking Russ would eat it, you know.
I was talking about traveling, Mike, and these questions. Oh,
Russ, you look like you ate one of these chips.
I'm telling you, I can't stop laughing since the time he started.
what are the 3 things related to cargo that drivers are responsible for? Is it A, inspecting your cargo, organizing overloads, and properly securing? B, none of these? C, inspecting your cargo, hauling cargo, and securing cargo? D, weighing the cargo, securing and delivering the cargo? I got to say that one again, too, don't I?
C. We'll go C.
Sorry, it's A. Inspecting your cargo, recognizing overloads, and properly
He's not even letting the drivers answer. It's okay, Christian pays another 20.
I do have to say, I think Joel's the only one out of everyone here that could eat that and then read these questions.
I think you're right.
There's no one else here.
He's not even getting. He's not even letting anyone else answer. He's just making it.
I would have already been checked
all right,
out
last
for
one.
sure.
No, we got to go back. What is a driver PSP? Is it A, a gaming system for entertainment while on the road?
PlayStation Portable.
Is it B, pre-employment screening process? Is it C, their personal safety profile? Is it D, the payroll security password? Wow.
What do you say?
B.
What was B?
Driver's pre-employment screening process. You got it right.
He got it right. He's like, we're moving on.
You're doing great this week. Well, there's 3 out of 5. You win.
Oh wait, Kumar has to pay 20 on this one. We'll give Christian a break because he was supposed to eat it. He's like, no problem. I'm not eating that chip.
Oh my goodness. This day in history, something big happened back in 1780. Probably
He's
you got
getting it all done.
But instead, I went with this one. Belize gains independence from the UK, September 21st, 1981. Woo! And they got a hot
Oh my God.
All right. Oh, well, thanks for playing, guys.
There we're done.
Drink some water.
He's got.
Go wash your hands now.
You can take him off of whenever you want.
It's supposed to go away. Wow.
Yeah. There's some not
Unpin.
There's some. I put some creamer. Milk
Yeah, creamer will help.
Some half and half.
Yeah, that you can have it. It's funny, just drinking it. Don't put it back in the fridge.
That might have been there since last October. I think.
Yeah, it might be there a while.
Okay.
If it's curdled, it'll probably help absorb the heat.
Oh Lord.
Go wash your hands, please.
That'd be rough to eat another one, man. I don't know. I love you, Charity, but I don't know if I can do 2.
We got one more.
Oh boy.
Don't touch your Peter.
I haven't laughed this much. I can't even talk. I was laughing so hard.
He handled it better than I thought.
He just came in here like
His tongue is blue.
Oh my goodness! Man. Don't go to the bathroom anytime soon.
Speaking of,
I thought we were gonna lose Joel.
I think
I know.
It's going to be about 30 minutes before it starts to subside.
That's
I think it starts.
crazy.
I think it gets hotter for like 5-10 minutes before.
So Christian, when you watch this, we didn't hit you too bad. I think we got him for 60, and we got Kumar for 20.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Wow.
$80 to St. Jude.
I'll donate another 20 because I'm a
Okay.
Mr. Moneybags.
$100
just
this
to see
week.
Joel do that.
There you go.
Not die.
Yeah.
Thanks, Joel.
Hey, and I'll tell you what, I'll donate 20 to St. Jude's just for the entertainment value of watching Joel do that. He did that for St.
Hit me
Jude's.
up on a 22.
Ray 20. And what about you guys? Nate,
Yeah, I'll do 20.
Nate, Mackie,
do 20.
Kevin, and Creature.
I'll do 20.
We got them. Let's
way.
go.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Austin,
You can put me
20
down.
for that entertainment.
Sure.
He's got it. We got everybody.
Everybody 20.
Yes.
Yeah.
Doty. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
all in.
yeah.
That was worth every dollar of $20. Okay, next challenge
really
in the
that-
month.
Joel raised quite a bit for Jude's on that.
He did.
That's 20, 40, 60. Yeah, he raised quite a bit.
Yeah, he's over
Couple
$200 for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's still.
He was in the bathroom. He doesn't even know we all donated.
Yeah.
Oh, my nose.
All right, Ian.
Lord.
Oh, it's worth it. I love my St. Jude's.
For
next year.
Oh wow, that's great. Thoroughly entertaining podcast. All right, Ian.
Big sticky giant.
Someone want to fill
All right.
Joel, feel free to speak out anytime you need to. You might need to get the airflow going in your throat and your mouth.
It does. It really does turn your.
Oh, like the strongest Dorito ever.
Yeah.
You can put some PB Blaster on this clutch and get it the coolness.
What?
So Ian, what's going on in trucking news?
All right. Well. Oh, this says this host has disabled participant screen sharing.
Yeah.
Well, I'll start out with this day in history. September 21st, 1986, the Jets beat Miami in a overtime. Was 51-45. So.
All right.
Yeah.
You okay, Joel?
Great defense.
Yes.
All right. Now it's hitting my stomach.
On to
Yeah, you're gonna have cramps all night.
Wait till you go to the bathroom.
Ooh, I ain't thought about that.
You're gonna feel it burn later.
You did not think this through.
No, I was like, Joel. I don't think it'd be a good idea for Joel,
But
but
charity on my mind. I'm going to the bathroom tomorrow.
good job.
All right, into some news. Browns suffer improbable collapse, lose home opener 31-30.
Oh, you had to bring this up.
Russ, I'll let you take this article here. Can you tell us about what happened here?
Well, I lost $50, so you can write that down. This St. Jude's, because Christian and I bet. Christian is a Jets fan. Obviously, I'm a Browns fan, and this was just a complete collapse, like you said.
Yeah.
But we're moving on to tomorrow night. I do want to let you know exactly. Christian was texting me, and this is exactly what happened at my house after the game. Listen up.
This is not a recording of Joel.
Yeah,
No.
I was gonna say.
That's what happened in my house, Christian. So I'm hoping that you're happy and your snarky little text that you and Traveling Mike sent me on Sunday.
No.
But after this loss, it was devastating.
Yes.
All right, move on.
Yeah, we're talking about stuff falling off, and there we go. All
Did I
right.
miss the audio? Did you play the audio?
I did play it, Mike.
All right, this happened over up in Everett, Washington. A flatbed was being transported on another trailer. It fell off and then crashed into a building. Everett police are looking for help from the community to figure out what the heck happened here. So here's a little bit of load securement news for you.
Xfinity.
A flatbed.
Yeah, flatbed on a flatbed. This was over. I think it was Uganda or Ghana. A excavator fell off a truck and tragically ended up killing somebody. I don't have pictures of the trailer or what kind of equipment was being taken on, but it's Africa, so you have no idea.
Wasn't properly secured.
No,
obviously.
No. Oh, I don't know how that got in here.
Oh my God.
Over off U.S. Highway 50, a boat that was being towed was not properly secured, and that's an expensive mistake right there. It had fallen off. You can see the trailer right next to it there, but you guys ever done that before? Anybody lost their boat?
What did it hit? Did they hit the tree?
I did.
Wait, did you really?
I did, yeah.
You
When
like
I
$1
was
million cargo insurance to cover that boat?
actually, I had me and my dad had a small car lot back in when I was in my early 20s after I got out of the Army, and I took so we were selling some cars to bigger dealerships at times, and I took a Range Rover and I took it up to Michigan, and we were in a boat with it, and we were going to wholesale them to a dealer up there that was going to buy both. Well, but it was me and my buddy, and before we got there early and decided, well, we're going to go fishing and boating on Lake Michigan, right, before we get rid of this boat and this Range Rover. We got up in the morning because we went a couple days early, and I had unhooked at the hotel to park it. We got up in the morning, I hooked up. I forgot to latch down the trailer onto the ball, and I hit the highways. I was driving, and luckily I had safety chains on it, but as soon as I hit a pothole, it bounced off, and the boat just rammed into the back of the Range Rover.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was terrible. Luckily, the only thing that was damaged, not the boat, was the Range Rover's back
tailgate.
Yeah, but that cost me.
Wow.
Man, we were when I was a kid, we were coming actually right near where I live. We had just taken the boat out. It was my mom and her husband and my stepdad, and she a car pulled out in front of us. We slammed on the brakes and the boat came up over the trailer and almost landed on the back of the Blazer we were pulling it with.
God.
But the crazy part is the person that pulled out in front of us was a 15-year-old girl that had stolen their parents' brand new Lexus while they were out to dinner.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
No license, obviously.
Yeah, we called the parents and we didn't call the police. We kept her out of trouble. I'm pretty sure if I remember right. Just the parents came like, we'll take care of everything, just don't get her arrested. And so, yeah. But 15-year-old girls, it still had a temp tag on it. Still had the temp tag.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What a screw up. Wow. I would never be able to live that down, I feel.
It's going on her deck report.
All right. Here, some hay bales fell off a trailer and caught fire, but I'm confused about why there's tandems there if they fell off the trailer. But this was over in Marlin, Texas. Looks like the trailer the trailer must have caught fire too. Or those must be hay bales. Those are just round hay.
Yeah.
Okay. It says the railroad tracks also caught on fire.
Oh, jeez. He's eating a hot pepper.
Yeah, it's still not as hot as what's in Joel's mouth.
My gut now.
You know what the driver said when it fell off the truck?
What?
Hey.
Oh, hey.
Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks. All right. And here goes with Securement. This is not only for your cargo, but for you. A man was riding the back of a pickup truck and had fallen out and was killed. So, quite tragic.
Isn't it illegal in most states to ride in the back of a pickup?
Yeah, I think so. In Ohio, you can't, though.
When I was a kid, it was fine.
I know. It was legal when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
You can still do it in Virginia.
Oh, really?
Do it everywhere as long as you don't get caught.
Thank you, Jim. This was over in New York. A crane boom fell on top of this car here.
Oh, my. Oh. Look at the guy. I just bought that.
There was a woman inside, and she survived.
Wow.
Yeah.
The neck injury.
I always think about that when I'm driving in bigger cities and you see big cranes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I always get nervous, like, walking around in New York City underneath all the scaffolding. It's
You
just
get
like,
nervous watching Joel eat a hot chip.
I got nervous off of Coombs energy.
And
Sorry.
if you're listening, you didn't see where Ian was at.
Oh, no, they could see. They could see behind Coombe.
Yeah, he was up out of his seat.
I got him 5 glasses of water.
Yeah, he was in there checking on
There's 3 of
him.
them.
Kept getting him water.
Here's the 4th one.
Hey, he needed them.
That was very
Checking
kind.
his vitals.
And some half and half.
Oh, hey.
Oh my God! Christian would have loved that.
Christian could do an onside kick.
Christian might have called me before the show, actually. Oh. Here's some Florida news, Mike. An HOA is getting on some of their residents about parking their trucks. They're going to make it illegal, and residents are looking at possibly leaving, which I would agree. I would too, or I'd fight the HOA to the death.
So what are they trying to do?
Is it just it's just the HOAs, right?
Yeah.
Not the state?
Yeah, I'm currently trying to get there's a dude with a pickup truck across the street from me, and I don't like looking at it. So I'm trying to get trucks in parking or in driveways
removed,
banned.
Yeah.
Well, so
good thing you don't live in an HOA.
So this is commercial vehicles is what
Yes.
they don't want.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and they have rules against it, and people are saying, "Well, we've done this for years and years," and here comes the HOA saying no. Which this truck looks like it's been sitting there for a long time.
And you did say it was like it was already illegal, but like kind of.
Oh, it's like the HOA bylaws, that
So it's
kind
not
of,
somebody's daily driver.
But there's this guy.
Yeah.
He's got a nice clean truck. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. This guy's parking in his yard. Yeah, of course he uses his truck.
How dare they?
Yeah. So, little bit of Florida news there. Oh, man.
Never ending. I can't wait for the Pittsburgh game tomorrow night so we can move past this Jets debacle.
Or it's going to be just as bad again. Who knows? It's the Browns. Hold your breath. All right. Trucking company accused of defrauding Postal Service, making $1.67 million in unauthorized fuel purchases. So this company is in very hot water. They were running
mail loads.
Yeah, and they put in that they used a lot more fuel than they actually did. Got money for it, and they came looking for those receipts. Government will try and track you down if you steal too much. So remember that.
Yeah, it might take a minute, but they caught it all in the audit.
Yep. All right, here is this is something all the drivers are going to be excited about. FMCSA to accept public comments from truck drivers on ELDs. So this is something that you're going to have to go online to put in your comments, but I recommend as many drivers do this as possible because I know you guys all have some very strong opinions, I would say, right?
Can you imagine what those comments are going to say?
Yeah,
I wish they would make that public.
And they will. They have to legally do that. The one thing I'll say is be, civil, be...
well, you can't get any. You don't get anything done by being aggressive and profanity laced. If you do really want to see change, you got to bring up good points.
Yeah, back it up.
Yeah, and just talk with common sense and and be clean.
Yeah. They did this for several other things. I remember the FCC when they were doing something, they opened up for public comment, and this does help if there's enough people out there who say something. So drivers, please get on that. I can try and get a link for Kumar for you guys to put in the YouTube video, and we'll go from there. Thank you guys for doing that if you can.
Ask a question on this topic?
Yeah.
This is both to office and other drivers. What is y'all's opinion on them getting rid of the 14-hour absolute, going back to your 14-hour day being able to be paused just like they pause our drive time now?
I will be. I'll step up and tell you I would love it because I never agreed with it, and that's my opinion as a driver and as a dispatcher and planner or whatever, and an owner of a company. Now I hate it. I think it causes a driver to drive tired because of your. Go ahead, Mike.
Go ahead, Russ.
It forces you to do things. If you get tired, through your shift where you might need to pause it and take a break so you can get off the road. Have you ever gotten tired driving, all morning, getting in the afternoon, you had lunch and maybe 2-3 o'clock you get tired, but you really need to go because of your 14?
I played the fifth.
Happens a lot.
Yeah, it happens a lot.
You can pause your 14 now, guys.
You have to do a minimum of a 2-hour break.
You got to do your splits.
You got to do a minimum of 2, but you can do 3, 6, or 3, 7, or 8 as well. I mean, it's better than it has been, and you're still getting more than even the original rules when we could work 15-hour days. You're still able to do that in a way.
So this new 7-3, Mike, I understand. I used to do an 8-2 split, but I've been off the road and I haven't done the 7-3. I seem to be always calling Trish about it, but so explain that. How's it different than the 8-2? What it's just you take a 3-hour instead of a 2-hour. You're taking a 7 instead of an 8.
Yes.
That's the only difference.
Yes,
right?
That's pretty much it. I mean, if you're stuck in a dock getting unloaded, you've been relieved from duty, you put yourself either on break, part of sleeper berth, or go straight to the sleeper berth. And, if you wind up sitting there for 7 hours instead of 3.5, which we've all experienced, then it's going to stop your 14-hour clock for that 7 hours.
Yeah.
And you'll have what you haven't already driven or used for the day, and then all you need is another 3 to get that back.
Right.
I mean, it's kind of bad when you're sitting in the dock with the original rule with an 8-2. You're stuck for 3 hours there, and only 2 of it count. One of that hour is actually running on your 14 when you should have been able to stop it.
Right.
Yeah. The thing is, even with the new ELD rules, it doesn't solve like what I'm dealing with today. I got over here to the shipper at 11. I just now got loaded finally. Had to go get a repair done halfway through, which I got the 3-hour break in, but then had to start my clock back up, and my clock's been running for the last 2 hours now. And I'm not going to get another pause in there because I already used up the pause on the initial 3.
Right. Well, you can't when you're getting a repair either. If you're right, Mike, you can't be in the sleeper if you're in the shop.
No, but you
not going to the
be.
shop.
Going to the shop, yeah.
Once I'm there, once I'm out of the truck, I can go off duty because I'm
Yes.
going to be in the lounge.
But
Now,
don't you
one
have
thing,
to?
if you're
Don't
if
you have
you're
to do it
still
on
there-
sleeper though?
No.
Oh, you don't. Okay. I
No,
thought
because I'm
you
out
did.
of the truck.
Okay.
Yeah. The bigger of the 2 breaks has to be in the sleeper.
The bigger of the
The
two.
way-
Okay. Okay, that makes sense.
I just sleep by the front door of the shop like a homeless guy.
If they just did away, if they just did away with the 14 and the 70, and simplified it and just did, you can't be on duty for no more than 14 hours in one day and can't drive for no more than 11. The only thing that resets that is a 10-hour break, and then every day it's the same. You can't drive over 11 and you can't go over 14, and just reset it every day. And don't even do away with the 72. Let the guys work if they want to work. I mean, they're getting a 10-hour break in every night, every day. That's the only way to reset the clock. I mean, just simplify it, right? Doesn't that
I
sound like
completely agree.
you work that day, you have 11 hours after your 10-hour break, you have 11 hours to drive. You can't drive for more than 11 or be on duty for more than 14, whatever the case is. And then the next day after your 10-hour break, it starts a new one.
Well, I think where it comes in
And there's
is
no countdown on the 14. If you can drive 11 hours, the only thing that resets that clock is a 10-hour break.
I'm not saying I don't agree with that, Mike. I mean, that's if I could run like that when I was driving, I would run every day, and I'd run my clock out, do a break, and keep going. But you know, the whole reason all this started is because they did studies, the FMCSA, the government did studies on how much how tired a driver gets if you continue over and over and over to do these same things every day, and then how many accidents are on the road are as a result of that. I mean, Mike, Traveler Mike, you understand what I'm saying, right? Am I right or wrong that that's why we have it? Because of the studies?
Yeah, but drivers made poor decisions and pushed themselves to the point. It's all based on because of the way that us as drivers get paid. We get paid for the miles, not for actually working. So guys are trying to drive as many miles as they can to get that bigger paycheck.
Well, you got that, and then the second problem you're running into is mega carriers are abusing the system and pushing us harder and harder. I won't name the company, but I'd drive a whole day. They'd go back in my ELD before the FMCSA started really cracking down on it, and they'd wipe my logs as if I never ran and told me to get back on the road. Back my first year.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's not safe.
Not many people that want to work for somebody that's going to do that to you, though. So that should fix itself by the drivers.
And it did with Creech. He got out of there, came over here.
Yep.
My whole thing with the 14 too is you can't with traffic or something. You can't stop and wait out a rush hour or take a nap if you're tired. Everybody's pushing through because of the 14 countdown. You know.
That's why they made the change and allowed you to stop it for 2 hours. I mean, you can stop coming into Atlanta at 3 o'clock. Wait until 5:30, 6 o'clock, whatever time you want. Take a couple hour nap and
that's why
then get through there without.
That was my point of trying to simplify it too, because probably 70 or 80% of the guys out there don't even know how to use that split.
Well, it's true. Companies should do a better job of trying to teach it. I know the company I'm with right now, which I won't name, but they don't even really talk about it. So they try to get you to run straight through, but as drivers, it's our responsibility to know the rules.
That's right. And you know what?
I think that my biggest problem with this whole deal with the log books is that me being a driver for over 40 years now is treated the same way as the person that just come out of school has no experience at all.
Yeah.
It's just not really fair to me to be treated like this guy.
So you're saying like because it's a blanket that's thrown over the industry as far as hours of service, they don't have. It is what it is in that regard. I think. And I don't know how you would. I mean, years of service. Once you hit 10 years of service, you get more time that you can ride.
That makes sense.
In a day, I
A
don't
little
know.
more leniency or something.
I don't know how to fix that, but I don't think it's fair.
Jim, you've been on the road so long that if they had something like that, you would never have to stop.
That's probably true.
Jim, you and I have seen enough drivers out there that have been driving as long as we have that make bad decisions too, though. So somebody kind of has to,
anyone can make a bad
check
decision.
them.
But myself, I'm forced to take a 34-hour restart. I'm more tired after the restart than if I would have been just keep working.
Yeah.
Well, guys, here is the link. Kumar's going to include it on his post as well. You have 5,000 characters to use. So make use of that. Put in what you think.
For your comment.
Yeah, put on
DOT.
not just what you don't like about it,
FMCSA.
but what you think should change and how to change it. So.
Yeah. So, I knew it was coming.
Okay.
I knew it.
More Florida news here. U.S. DOT awards $15 million to build I-4 West Central Truck Parking Facility. So it sounds like they're going to make a hell of a rest stop over there by I-4. They're going to begin construction here over the next couple of years and hopefully have you guys a wonderful place you can park. Because I've heard there's like no parking in Florida.
There isn't.
Yeah, there's not. I've actually thought about this. I've thought about going to finding empty lots or properties that the county may own or something and going to them and approaching them with some kind of deal where I manage it or something, or get somebody to manage it and let trucks park there and,
Get
pay
some
them or rent it
facilities
from them.
there,
Yeah. Just truck park, just for them to park while they're home or something.
They need it. I mean, where else are they going to go? And plus, they can't park at home now because HOA's kicking them out. I thought this was interesting. TA saying that they're going to offer more healthy options at Country Pride and Iron Skillet. Just from the names alone, I can tell Country Pride and Iron Skillet do not have anything healthy there.
I mean, it's good.
They got a salad bar.
Oh, I didn't say good, healthy.
It's got a pretty good salad bar.
Yeah, the salad,
Really?
yeah.
Making green beans.
I mean, even their menu has about a quarter of its healthy options.
Really?
Well,
That's awesome, though. They're moving in the right direction.
There's a TA right down there by North Canton, Ian. Why don't you go check it out? They do have the salad bar and stuff.
All right, guys. I'll be a little late tomorrow morning. I'm going to the salad bar.
Not like a breakfast.
Oh, another one there.
Oh.
Wow.
All right. OKC, we're going to have some closures on I-35. Let's see if I can zoom in on this.
Pay attention, creature. Aren't you there?
Here we
I was
go.
about to say, don't tell me that.
Well, I'm telling you so you know. This is through Friday to Monday. So you might actually be out of there by then. But they are going to have a little detour, it looks like. So
We'll let
avoid
Tommy
that.
know.
Oh, yeah, Meek's going to be there too. All right. We only got one last news story here. This is kind of scary. There is a way station over in Kentucky that has cameras that are so good they can take pictures of you while you're driving, look into your cab, see what's going on in there. They are going to put it into 13 other locations in Kentucky. But they're looking at you guys. They can see whether you're wearing a seatbelt driving down the road. They don't have to be close to you.
Give them something to look at.
So
Don't be playing on your phones in Kentucky.
That's right. Anywhere, for that matter.
But especially Kentucky. All right, let's go Jets.
Wow.
Oh, that's great.
Christian's gonna love that. Yeah. How you doing, Joel?
Yeah, I was just gonna say the same thing.
Gut.
Yeah, that's what I didn't want. That's why I was like, do I want to be in that much pain? Because I know what it feels like. I've done all the wing challenges.
It's going away, but
That ulcer ain't gonna go away.
It's a full cleansing.
Well, keep texting the
Get you some
group as the
Tums.
night goes on, Joel, so we know how everything
We're not going to be using
works
Tabasco
out
sauce tonight
or
for
works
dinner.
its way out.
Sure.
Joel, let me know if you're working from home tomorrow.
Probably. Oh, you know what? There's a thought.
He's like, oh no, oh my
You're
stomach.
welcome, Joel. Hey, that would benefit me most. Sitting, my desk is next to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'll work from home.
I'm putting a lock on the bathroom back here for tomorrow.
I'm taking the doors off.
So, a couple things we wanted to go over this week. Load securement. I know Ian went over a lot of that on the news.
Just a couple quick things.
But so Kevin, Nate, Mackie, Ray, Creature, Mike, what do you guys? What are some of the things that you guys think about? I know some of you guys are steps, and then dry vans, but what are some of the things you think about to keep you safe while you're picking up a load, getting it secured, getting down the road?
But me with the dry van,
Yeah.
the first thing I think about is when I open up my doors, is something going to fall out on me?
Mm-hmm. That's
I've
right. That's the
always
scariest
got
thing
strap-
for you guys.
I had an accident years ago where I had a couple boxes of meat fall out. One hit my lower back. And it did some damage. But I always have a strap or two to put on the back of my load
No matter what.
Yeah.
to secure it.
Yeah.
And I've got some points to go over with that. But one thing I would say, I always try to open just one door a little bit and kind of be ready to stand back or jump or whatever. Because if something did move or wasn't secured properly and was going to fall out, maybe only half of it or some of it comes out. Maybe that other door will still hold it in, give me enough time to get out of the way.
And I
That's
think
one
when
of
the
the
van
tricks I
guys
see.
get loaded, check your load just like a flatbed guy would or something. See, if you think it's going to tip, throw some straps around it, whatever. Save you a mess down the road. But I think a lot of van
or a
guys
claim.
don't check securement at all. They shut the doors and roll.
Don't break that seal.
Well, one thing that I've even noticed as someone, in the office who's never really dealt with this before, the number of flatbed loads I've seen out there with only one strap on their rear item.
You mean just when you're driving around town?
Yeah. I couldn't believe it. I mean, there's so many out there. I can't believe that they don't get caught all the time. I mean,
So I think, what do you have to have? Every 5 feet, one piece of securement, Nate, Kevin? Mike?
Depends on the weight.
One chain of strap for every 10 feet for the first
Yeah.
10 feet, and then one additional one for every 10 feet after that.
Yeah.
Also, two straps or chains for 10,000 pounds, and one more additional for every 10,000 pounds over.
Yeah, and I did.
You got it right.
Yeah, and I hauled coils. That was, just for a very short time. I worked for Melton Company Driver years ago. I know you did too, Doty. It's a good company you don't make much money, but it was a good company. And I got trained there to do, and I didn't like flatbed, I'll be honest. Joel knows. I complained the whole time and couldn't wait to get back to a van. But it wasn't so much the work. I was always in the snow and rain. Maybe it was the time of year I started in it in January, and I was running the Northeast, but it was rough, the weather, and being out in it. And I was slow. I was hauling coils, so you have to throw chains based on, I had some heavy coils where I had just about every chain I had going around the bottom of it.
He was worried about that coil.
Oh, then I drove scared to death because I heard that, if I didn't secure it and I didn't get it right, and a 40,000 pound coil, whatever it was, could roll right over my cab and kill me, if I hit my brake. I was afraid to hit the brakes. I was afraid to go fast enough that I needed to hit the brakes. So it was not for me.
As far as securement on flatbed, I actually have a question myself. Is that one chain or one strap per 10 feet? That's just a minimum. You can put more, can't you?
I mean, you can put as much as you want up there.
It depends on the weight of whatever you're tying down.
But then, like I was saying, Creature, with the coils, it's not about the feet, it's about the weight. So you have to have so many per weight. And that, so you get a heavier, heavier coil, you're going to be putting a bunch of chains around the bottom of it. It's not, yeah. We don't haul that many coils. Kevin, Nate, you haven't hauled hardly any, probably.
Yeah,
huh?
what was it? Was it 5,000 pounds per chain on those coils?
What'd you say, Mike?
No, I was just thinking out loud. I thought it was 5,000 pounds on the chain per chain on those coils. I thought like a 40,000 pound.
I think you're right. Something like
coil
that.
took like 8 chains, if I remember, 8 or
Yeah,
10
it depends.
chains.
Yeah, it depends on what size chain. If you got a 3/8, the different size chain is capable of holding down so much weight.
handling
Right?
more
So you
weight.
take that.
Yeah.
Then you take that and divide it by the amount of weight that you're loading. The last job we worked at, it was 100% securement. So if it was 40,000 pounds of one coil, then you're going to have about, I forgot how they do the math, but it's basically
8
you want to
chains,
be able
I
to,
think.
8 chains. Yeah, you got to get that 100% securement on there.
Yeah, that's kind of how Melton did it.
Legal, I believe legal is still 80% or 70% securement, something like that. But most companies are going above and beyond, and they're doing 100% securement.
Yeah, and I don't
especially
blame
with
them.
those type of weights.
Yeah, because that's dangerous. I mean, you just can just look it up online. I mean, coils roll, and if they roll forward, they will pancake your truck. I mean, that's steel. Yeah.
And by general rule of thumb, 100% securement means that you can crash your truck and flip it over, and the coil will stay on the flatbed.
Yeah, at 100%. Yeah.
Let's not do it in 5 days.
At 100% securement.
So some tips on dry van and that I wrote down. And Mike, any of you guys want to jump in on any of these and let me know if I miss anything. But whenever allowed, be present and be involved in how your trailer is loaded. And guys, I didn't drive through COVID. I've been off the road since well before that. I know it's different out there. When you're back, if you're in a van and you're at a dock, most of them don't let you inside anymore, do they?
No.
Yeah. So
that's correct.
Heck, most of them didn't allow you in before that.
Yeah, I mean, I did van for a long time, and a lot of times, I mean, they might not let you stand there and watch them load it, but at least they would, when you're getting your paperwork, and I would ask, I want to see my load. Did you secure it, or am I need to put my own straps on it? And 9 times, I can't tell you how many times I was in the back of the trailer before I left the dock, just securing it, throwing a couple straps at the end. But I know it's changed. I know it's changed with COVID. So what, some of the things I thought about that yesterday when I was making some notes, and the other day, one of the things you could do is maybe ask them, can you take a picture with your smartphone of how you secured my load if you're going to seal it before I can look at it? Because there are places, at least there used to be, and I'm sure they're still out there, that will seal your load before you look at it. I know that's not all the time, but securing the loads with straps versus load bars. I've got, man, if you got E-Tracks, straps are the way to go. Wouldn't you agree?
Load bars are worthless.
Yes.
Load bars start from
Absolutely.
the bottom up.
Yeah, load bars are, I mean, I've hauled beer with them before, and
Knock you in the
The
head.
problem with the load bars is if you put a load bar up on a dry van, 9 times out of 10 they're going to fall.
they're going to
But
fall.
you have, you use a strap right beside him, and it'll hold the walls in so the load bar will stay in place.
Yeah.
There you
that's how
go,
the load
Mr.
bars-
Jim's correct. That's how they're supposed to be done.
Yeah.
You put the straps on first and pull them somewhat tight, and then you use the load bar to push against it.
Yeah, and I agree with that. If you have a trailer that doesn't have E-Tracks, that's a little difficult to put straps. So I don't like load bars. I'd overstrap and then forget the load bars. But I know what you're saying, Jim and Mike, that works. If you
the thing
use them
is
in
that
conjunction with each other.
If you have a load like our trailers, our E-Tracks are 4 foot apart. I think they are.
Yeah.
You can't always strap a load down and secure it with 4 foot between your secure points. So therefore, I carry one load bar with me that I can put up there,
So you
and
can
then
use
I
it
can use
together.
my straps to hold the load bar.
Right. There are some.
I want to add one thing in with the load
Yeah, go
bars.
ahead.
So a few years ago, I had one fall out of the back of a trailer because I didn't pay attention to where the people had put it beforehand. And when it fell out of the back of the trailer, the teeth on the load bar smacked me across the top of the head, and it split my head wide open. And I ended up having to almost get staples put in it. So making sure that you move the load bar after you're not allowed inside the facility to do anything with it. You know,
Yeah.
that helps too.
Yeah, that's a really good point. There's also load bars that work in an E-track system that have the hooks that engage the E-track. Those work really well. But
Those are mostly used for decking.
Yeah, and I didn't have any of those. I use straps all the time. I did like you, Jim. There was a few times I used a load bar and straps, but you know, because depending on how the load was in the trailer.
Have you guys seen the straps that you put on the outside of your doors when you go to open them to keep everything from falling on top of you? There's a lot of companies out there that are using those now, and those are handy. I'm trying to find a set to put for me. But what it does is you flip the little latch up and you put the carabiner on either side of the doors through where like your padlock would go.
Yeah.
But it's only like 4 feet. So when you open the right-hand door, if something falls on it, it's going to keep that from falling on top of you and keep the doors from swinging open.
Yeah.
It's actually a really good idea.
That is a great idea.
I've delivered it like 2 places that use this.
When you haul recycled paper, the big bundles of recycled cardboard and stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of the mills you go into, they require you to use them.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've been to
before you
places.
even open up your doors.
What were you going to say, Mike? You delivered?
No, I was just going to say, I use those places like that. I've used them. They'll give them to you. A couple places have them. I've been to before.
Another thing, and this goes back to what Traveling Mike and Jim brought up last week when we were talking about just winter driving, but driving smoothly and not making erratic, whether it be speed erratic or quick speed changes or cornering real fast, because that's stuff that shifts your loads. And things break. You can break straps and stuff. Gently sliding tandems instead of just slamming it back or slamming it forward. That you can move your load when you're moving your tandems before you even get on the road after you got loaded. But smooth driving is the key. Be careful when stopping, backing up, bumping docks as freight can move. And then I know you
know
guys
what else moves freight?
What's that, Ray?
Yeah, one of the other things that moves freight too is spring ride trailers.
Yeah.
It's actually funny we should be talking about this because the very last load that me and Ian did fell, and it was because we couldn't secure it.
Why couldn't you?
The way they loaded it, it was a parcels load that they stacked from floor to ceiling, and the last track that was anywhere near it, where we've got that 4-foot wide spacing, it was behind the load. We couldn't get to the.
Oh, I see.
We couldn't get to the wall tracks.
Yeah. How far back? How close to the doors was it?
I want to say about maybe 8 feet from the door.
So would a load bar worked?
No. Like Jim was even saying, if we'd used a load bar, it would have just fell.
That's why you use the strap to hold the walls in. You put the load bar on.
But he said, "Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, Jim." He was saying he couldn't get to the E-track to put a strap.
Well, if it's 8 feet in, he's got two.
He's what?
He's got two E-tracks. The load ended 8 foot inside the trailer. He's got two. At least one E-track he can use. Yeah, it may be 3 foot away from the E-track, but you put the load bar up there to hold your load, and then the E-track is 3 foot away. You put a strap in there to hold it up, to hold the load bar up.
I'll remember that for next time. I actually did not realize it would work that far away.
Yeah, it will. You just gotta get a little bit tighter.
Appreciate it.
Sometimes you put two of them on when you're that far away.
That's a really good point. Well, I mentioned this. I always try to open one door at a time. I'm not saying I haven't grabbed both, flipped them, and swung them, but that can be dangerous if something falls. I try and open one at a time.
That's how I got
on a windy day.
On a windy day.
That's how I got hurt. I had a load of meat on.
Yeah.
I opened up the passenger side door first. I was careful. I looked. Everything looked good. But it was 2 o'clock in the morning. It was dark. I hooked my door. I come around. I opened up my passenger side door, or driver's side door,
Yeah.
and there was 2 boxes of meat on there. It pushed the door open, hit me in the chest, and spun me around, and 1 box hit my lower back.
That's one, and that's a great point, Jim, that opening one door can really help you. But if you don't stick your head in and look what's behind door number 2 before you swing it, you can get hurt, just like you did.
Yes.
And have a big mess.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be careful too, opening those doors on real windy days too. So that can be dangerous as well.
Yeah, I've been swung around the side of a truck,
Seen a guy get knocked out.
opening a door with the wind.
Yeah, let that door go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had wind actually knock out.
Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, I had at a Walmart, one of the Walmart people that checks your empty trailer when you're going out the door there, decided to open up the second door so she could see, and the wind in Illinois actually caught her and knocked her down. We had to wait for the ambulance to come out, but it knocked her out.
Yeah, those people
those
don't
doors
realize
are dangerous.
and they're heavy. How much are they? 350, 400 pounds? I'm gonna guess, but I've
Ray curls them for lunch, so you know they can't be that heavy.
Yeah. They're heavy.
I've ripped one off before.
Yeah. Yeah, they're heavy.
Well, they certainly feel heavy when they're coming at you at 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, and wasn't it Dalla on our fleet, Mike, that had the wind grabbed his door? He didn't get hurt, but grabbed his door and ripped it off when he was opening it once.
Yeah, it was up here in I think near Chicago.
Yeah, he got out of the way, but his door came off. We had to go get a new door, and it was from the wind catching it.
Yeah,
it makes sense in the windy city.
Yeah,
cheaper to fix that door than it is your body, though.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's for sure. But like I was saying, if you're only opening one door, stick your head in, man. If everything looks good there, just look behind that door number 2 and check it out. So really, it's illegal. Well, we all know this by DOT standards, regulations, to travel with an improperly secured load. And it's not worth getting hurt, getting fined, causing damage, and so on, having a claim. But at the end of the day, it falls on us as drivers, commercial drivers with CDLs. If we leave that dock, whether it's in a flatbed, step deck, van, or reefer, if you leave that dock and you've signed your paperwork that you're taking over possession of their load, it falls all on you. That's your responsibility. So I took that serious, and I always tried to make sure my load was secured, and because it's your license, you know.
Out of curiosity, I thought if the bills were signed, shipper load and count, I thought that removed that.
When you take possession of the load, Mike, help me out here. You take possession of the load and you leave the shipper with your bills, it's your responsibility.
Yep, that shipper load and count don't do anything for the federal law.
That's
for the DOT laws. All that's kind of doing is covering you for piece count, but a lot of times that doesn't even work.
Right.
But as far as the securement, you're still required to be responsible for it.
Yeah. And
see, and most all bills should have switched to shipper load count during COVID, but they didn't, and people still got docked for stuff that wasn't loaded on trailers.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
we
shipper
actually,
load count.
We had some.
Matter.
Nate, we had a couple incidents during
using
COVID.
my phone signal again.
We can hear you. We had a couple incidents during COVID, Nate, that we had an issue with shipper load count where there was a few things missing, and it didn't cost us. And I think it had to do with that because of the situation, the pandemic, and all that. And they knew we didn't count it. So I think there were some emails flying around about it, but it ended up going nowhere. So, and we didn't have an issue or a claim. But when it comes to securement, it's your job. When you leave the shipper till you get it to their dock to make sure it's secured. And it's your license, and you're the one responsible.
I got something I want to bring up, Russ.
Yeah.
Not really on load securement, but most of us pulling a van or a reefer, if we picked up 28,000 pounds and split our tires to the front, we wouldn't think that we would be overweight. We figured we'd good. 28,000 pounds isn't going to set us overweight. I had a load yesterday where I was actually 35,000 pounds on my drives with my tandem split all the way forward just because of the way the freight was loaded.
So obviously they had all the weight was in the front of the nose of the trailer, and then when you slid under it, you just weren't getting under the load enough because it must have been a heavier product and less pallets. So that makes sense.
There was only 15 pallets, but luckily I had an air gauge on my truck, and I realized I was riding pretty heavy.
Ray's always got a phone issue.
Max headroom.
Yeah. No, and I agree with you, Mike. I was always on, did the same thing, but it does when you see in the back of the trailer and you see it's only coming back a little over halfway or whatever, and you got shorter pallets than you would. You got to think, am I going to be able to get under it enough? And yeah, it can happen like that, and you would be responsible with the overweight ticket on your drives. That's a good point, Mike.
Yeah. All right, I got to step out for a minute, guys. I'll be back.
Okay, we might be gone. But anyway, so Nate, Kevin, any other safety tips or things that you can leave us with? Like I said, it was years ago, and I didn't flatbed for long. And other than putting those spiky things over my shoes and 3 points of contact when I got up or got down off the trailer, I don't know much.
Well, I got one. Off shading.
Can't hear you.
Steel, off shading.
Can't hear you.
I lost you. Kevin?
Well, we're waiting for him to come back. I got one.
Yeah.
A lot of times when you're on a flatbed, you use chains and binders. One thing, you can't get it quite tight, so we use cheater pipes. When you use a cheater pipe on the end of that binder, be very careful. I had one slip off and hit me in the mouth, and I lost my front teeth.
Ooh. I know several drivers that lost front teeth that way and bottoms.
I did.
Yeah. Yep.
I cheated. I bought binders that you use an impact gun on, so I don't have to do all that work anymore.
Yeah, those are nice.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now, Nate.
Okay. Well, what I was saying was cross.
He lost him again. He must have the same cell service as Ray.
It must be sharing the same tower.
Yeah, that's
Gotcha
better.
now.
Okay, that's because
Come on,
I keep
driver,
walking
bring
away
it.
from my phone. Anyway, it's cross chaining when you're hauling steel, especially steel plates. You cross chain the back and the front of the load, so it won't shift forward or backwards while you drive.
Yeah, I've seen that. I don't think I ever did it. I don't know that I could say I did, but that makes a lot of sense.
I had a friend that was hauling I-beams, and he had it chained down, and he had to hit his brake really hard, and the I-beams come ahead, and he was lucky that he had remember those old Fords that they sat up really high?
Like in 1926?
No, it was in the 70s or 80s, somewhere in there.
No, I got
But anyway, the I-beams come and slid ahead and literally cut the cab right off the truck.
Wow.
Went right under his feet.
Yeah.
Securement is very important.
Yeah, I don't know, it might have changed, but I know they put out the most dangerous jobs every year and rank the top 10. Flatbed truck driver is always on that list and usually up there like 5, 4 of the most dangerous jobs above law enforcement and stuff.
I think this last year truck driving job in general was like number 8.
Yeah. And then they do.
One they put out this
yeah,
year.
that's usually on there too, but they always designate flatbed truck driver separately because it is way more dangerous.
I know back when I hauled swinging meat, it was number 5.
Yeah.
The swinging meat was.
What were you going to say, Creech?
There's a reason why truck driving in general is one of the most dangerous jobs in the world, and it all ends in 4 wheels.
Yeah. You're right. 4-wheelers. Did you see that Joel behind you? He's walking around because his stomach's on fire.
Oh, man. Take some of his Tums.
Mike Doty brought him some Tums. Ray, did you make it back, or what happened? I know we lost you there. We couldn't hear you.
No, I'm here. I just have
okay.
myself on mute.
So what are some of the things, Ray, before we get out of here, that you would recommend to me as a new, let's say I'm a new dry van guy getting on the road, just about being safe, making sure my load gets there in the same place where it was loaded from the shipper.
I mean, I think we covered everything. The biggest thing I would really say is look at your load if you can. If you're able to get up on the dock and look at your load, walk in there, push a pallet. If it seems wobbly, put a strap on it. Load bar or strap. Make sure it's secure. That's the easiest way to save yourself a claim down the road, I believe.
One thing I used to do when I was driving, Ray, and drivers is I would jump in and out of the back of the trailer like Spider-Man. No 3 points of contact. It only took one time, and Joel was with me. We were switching drivers at a fuel island, and I went to get out of the truck. And no, I think I was going in the truck on the driver's side and not the trailer. And I slipped after I was like almost in. I was just like flying up the steps, not even touching the handrail thing. And I slipped and landed on my back right next to the fuel pump. I almost hit my head on the curb thing. And Joel ran around there and was like, "Are you okay?" And I was. Nothing was broke. I was fine, but I was lucky. And that's the last time I stopped jumping. That's the last time that I jumped in and out of trailers and trucks without 3 points of contact. I was very athletic and agile all my life, and I just felt like I could get away with it. And I did, and thank God I didn't get hurt that time because it could have been bad. But I mean,
man, I fell off a load when I worked for Melton, and I fell off a load, broke my ankle. There was a Melton truck parked next to me that watched me fall, and I didn't know my ankle was broken. So I finished tarping the load. He helped me finish tarping it. I got down. I got to Louisiana. Woke up the next morning and my ankle was a softball. I couldn't move it.
Wow.
And I was like, man. So they had to have somebody come recover the load, and it was that guy that came and recovered the load. And I was like, and he took my tarps off. He wanted his tarps, whatever, rolled them up. And I was like, and he threw them. Or no, we switched trailers. That's right. And he threw my stuff on the top of the other trailer. And I was like, hey, I got a bobtail to the hospital. I can't even walk on this thing. Can you just throw those tarps in my side box for me? And he was like, nope.
Wow.
And left. I was like, I had to wait. I didn't want him to get stolen. So I paid somebody that was walking by $20 to throw them in my side box.
Wow. That's messed up.
To the hospital.
Yeah.
I mean, last year, all I did was jump or climb up onto the trailer to check something and to tighten the chain, and then I just, kind of jumped off the trailer. It's only a 4-foot drop, but I sprained my ankle really bad last year doing that, and all I did was just fall 4 foot. So
3 points of contact, load securement. They're so important. The 3 points of contact, 2 feet and a hand, 2 hands and a foot when you're getting on the back of your trailer, if it's a van, or climbing over your step deck. It's easy, man, when you're used to just jumping around and stuff. And I'm telling my youngest son, who's in high school, does that when we go 4-wheeling, and he takes his dirt bike, and he's in and out of our trailer and the back of my pickup. And he's always flying over the side like, he's Superman. And it's because he's young. And I keep telling him the same thing. 3 points of contact, man. You don't know when you're going to slip. And he's in slides. He's wearing slides, flying all over the trailer, flying all over the truck. And I tell him, man, you got to stop doing that, because one of these times it is going to bite you. Yeah. And he's starting to get it now. He's very athletic, and he you feel like you're Superman. But we're not.
In the dry van, I'll leave the one door closed and use that as my third point of contact instead of opening both doors and crawl in.
Yeah. Oh, I hear you.
Hey, one time I was over at the TA, and I stopped in for a fuel stop, and I was gonna get off the truck on a snowy day, As soon as I hit that first step, I opened up the door and hit that first step, my left foot, and it slipped. I put too much weight on it. I hit every step on the way down, and I was lying down on the ground, looking around, and the truck driver next to me, he saw me, and he turned around real quick, pretended not to see me. And I'm like, what the hell?
Wow.
So I stand up and brush myself off and like look around, and he's the only one that saw me, and he didn't want to. We're not going to make eye contact on this. So I guess he probably figured I'm gonna help his ego a little bit and pretend I didn't see that.
Yeah. Well, it's important to remember, drivers, and everybody
3
out
points
there.
of contact.
Yeah, whether you're, not a driver, you're in the office, or a dispatcher or whatever. If you're pickup truck climbing in and out of a trailer, or pickup truck, or something in the yard, at your trucking company, 3 points of contact, and don't feel like you're invincible, because I've seen so many people with casts on because of getting in and out of things the wrong way.
Yeah.
Man, something real quick, that was funny about that hospital that I went to in Louisiana. It was such a hole. Sorry, I know that the horn's coming, but they first of all, they didn't have crutches there for me when they left. It was broke. I had to have surgery. I don't think they knew it then, but they sent me to a specialist or whatever. So they just wrapped it up. They didn't have crutches there. The lady handed me my X-rays or whatever, the disc or whatever she gave me, wheeled me out in the waiting room and was like, "Bye." And I was like, so I wheeled myself back out to the truck, got in the truck with my leg all jacked up. I think it was the only good thing. I think I was in an automatic at the time. Melton had, definitely probably was in an automatic, and drove to CVS, got a cart and hopped down the aisle and bought some crutches.
Wow.
Oh my God. And then I went and lived in a hotel in Birmingham for a year because I had to have surgery in Melton. They took care of me, though. They paid me pretty well.
Yeah.
Wow. If I may.
Bring your own crutches, huh?
I'm telling you, it was the worst hospital I've ever been to.
BYOC.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
If I may,
go ahead,
we're coming into winter, talking about slipping and falling. Watch out on these rails as they start to get icy. Even inside of the trailers, last year I slipped on the wood floor. It got so cold.
Oh, yeah. It can happen. One good thing to do, and it's not my thing that I thought of, but I've heard this over and over in my life. It's just take it slow and use common sense. You don't, and I've been guilty of it too, trying to fly through things. But even with like me, getting ready to go out to Metal Arc's corporate office in Montana next week, and I'm pulling the diesel Ram pickup with a 43-foot RV, and we were around here this summer. Tina's like nervous. She's nervous as all get out, especially when I'm backing it up or anything. And then she's getting more confident, but. When we're on the road, and we were on the highway in construction one time, and it's really, and what I kept saying to her is, I just don't get in a hurry, and I triple check myself when I'm unhooking it and hooking it. When I'm it's the same thing. I learned that from driving a truck, and it's just go slow and double check yourself, triple check yourself. I even tell my son that when we're going four-wheeling or with his dirt bike and my four-wheeler, I let him hook up our flat trailer where we're hauling stuff and the four-wheeler on, and every time I've been letting him hook it up for a few years now, and the reason is because I want to make sure he knows you hook it up, get it. You got to get yourself into a system, a rhythm. Like this is a system, and then I would tell him, okay, you get everything secure. Let's check the lights, and then I make him go back and check the lock, the pin lock on the ball, check the chains, make sure I make him triple check everything. And at first he was like, "Dad, why?" And now he completely understands, because you know what? It only took a couple times that he caught himself. He forgot something. You know what I mean? And it only took one time for me to start thinking that way. Like I said, when I lost that boat in the back of that Range Rover when I was probably 22, 23 years old. So those things happen. Take it slow. Use your common sense. That's really the best advice I can give you.
Have you slowed down on your pre-trips, Russ?
What's that?
Have you slowed down on your pre-trips? You tend to forget one item.
I knew that was coming. Mike has been. I had a really clean record for a long time, and I was coming across New Mexico. I think it was New Mexico, right? Yep. And I got inspection, passed everything, and this inspector there was under my truck, and she was pretty thorough. And I mean, I thought I was in tip-top shape. My clasp on my fire extinguisher wasn't clasped. It was loose. And I swear I hit it when I must have hit it, or it jiggled free when I was driving, but there wasn't broke or anything. She told me at the end of the thing, I didn't even know. I even showed her my log. She had me show my summary page. And then she looks at me and said, okay, everything was great, but I did write you up for one thing. And I'm like, what? And it was the clasp on that inoperative or whatever, or not secured. And I ran over there because we were right by there. I'm like, no, wait, look. And I was like, I must have hit it, or it must have just happened. And I clasped it shut. And I said, see, it's locked. It's secure. And she's like, here's your paperwork. Give it to your safety department.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so needless to
I
say.
was going to say, my grandfather, he died when he was 74. So I was like 14 years old. He was the justice of the peace. And he had a couple sayings. And the one that I remember the most is, the hurrier I go, the behinder I get.
Yeah. I've
So
heard you say
always-
that in here. Maybe it was on the show. Maybe it was in the office, Jim. But that's great. And yeah, slow it down. Keep it simple, stupid. Remember that one? All right, guys. Have a great, safe week. Keep the shiny side up. Go Browns tomorrow night. It'll be over by the time the show comes out on Friday. Browns, Pittsburgh, tomorrow night on Thursday Night Football. And with that, Doty, you got anything else?
No.
Kumar?
Just like, comment, subscribe, follow, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook,
Spotify,
YouTube, Talkin Truckin, no G's. That's all.
And we haven't seen Joel in a while. I think he's okay, but we're going to go check on him now. So, drivers, be safe. We'll talk to you later. Have a great week.